Hey, what is up, NBL? It is Project Fat here, bringing you the newest episode of the Extra Point Podcast. And before we get started, I gotta give it to you. What's up? So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. This is my first solo Extra Point podcast, and I'm really excited. I would like to first off welcome Jay Wack to the NBL. He is taking over the New York Giants. Recently just called up a couple games ago, and I know he has really been working hard to get here, and he has made it. So congratulations once again, Jay Wack. Next thing, while we're on the topic of Jay Wack, I want to say great job on your lockdown podcast that you've been doing. I know it's only your second episode, but I have to tell you, I am genuinely impressed with what you're doing. You're doing a great job. I love the content you're putting out, and I can't wait to see what you continue to do here for the NBL. Next thing I want to talk about is I'm going to go ahead and cover the playoff picture here for you guys. I'm just going to go straight to the playoff picture. I'm not going to go through divisions like I've done in the past. I'm just going to talk about what we're looking at as we are over the halfway mark here for the NBL Season 18. So right now, sitting at the number 1 seed, surprisingly enough, is the Houston Texans. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that disrespectfully in any way. You've done a lot of great things, Cuba. You've worked on this team. You built it from the bottom up, and I have to give you props for that. But the reason why I say I'm surprised is because the AFC South has really struggled, and it's not anything specific to Cuba. It's been everybody in that division has really struggled, having winning records by the end of the season. So that's where my surprise comes from. But, I mean, they're dominating. They're 5-0 in the division, which is definitely a big difference for that team right now. So congratulations, those guys sitting at the 1 seed. Then you have the New England Patriots also sitting at 8-2. Then you have the Chargers sitting at 7-2. That's another interesting playoff picture right there because, they're sitting at the 3 seed, but right now they only have a 2-game lead on the Denver Broncos as well as my Oakland Raiders. It's going to be tough for those teams to come up there and take that spot from them, but it's definitely a close division race because those Chiefs are sitting at 6-3 as well on top of that. So then we have the Steelers sitting at 7-3, and then the Tennessee Titans in the first wild card spot at 7-3 as well, followed by the Bengals at 6-3. Now, I think the Bengals are really in a tough spot right now because they started off really hot. We're looking like a really good team, and they got beat by the Lions a couple weeks ago, and I know even before that they've been struggling, but they have not looked like the same team since. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can do. Can they turn it around? The running game is still dominant as it always has been, but they got to do something differently because Jeremy Hill can't do it on its own. So something's got to give. But I think the Bengals might miss the playoffs here this season. As they got the Chiefs sitting at 6-3, the Bills sitting at 5-4, and the Broncos, as well as the Raiders sitting at 5-5 as well. So any one of those teams can sneak up into that wild card spot. But I think the only other saving grace would be the Tennessee Titans. Now, I don't want to discredit their season. 7-3, they're doing a great job, but they just got beat by those Houston Texans, and they have a pretty tough stretch here coming up here too as well in their schedule. So I think that they are going to falter a little bit. I think the pressure might get to them, and I think this team is going to be a different team here in the second half of the season. So keep an eye on that. But either way, this AFC playoff picture is going to be fun to watch. So continue to watch those teams, all 6 of them, as we continue to go through here. Next, NFC. I kind of get bored talking about it, but we got the Detroit Lions sitting here at 10-0. 3-0 in the division, 7-0 in the conference. Now, they pretty much wrapped up that division. I don't want to count everyone else out too soon, but bottom line is this. They're 10-0. They haven't been beaten by pretty much anybody in that division in a while. I don't know the last time they lost a divisional game, and I don't see it happening here again anytime soon, so congratulations to them. I'm going to say it now. 7 division titles in a row. Then you've got the Atlanta Falcons sitting at 9-0 as well, another undefeated team looking pretty darn good. Now, the Carolina Panthers are usually giving them a much better run for their money, but the Panthers had a slow start to the season. Owner was away, but So they definitely weren't the same team, but the owner has returned to that team. The Panthers are looking a lot better, and although it's kind of a long shot for the Panthers to come up and take that division from them, they still have an opportunity. But I see those Atlanta Falcons also winning their 7th straight division title as well. Then sitting at the 3 spot, we got the 7-3 Seattle Seahawks, followed by the 6-3 Washington Redskins at the 4. And then you've got our 2 wildcard teams currently sitting at 6-3, the St. Louis Rams, and then 6-4, the New York Giants. Now, both of those teams right now have a 2-game cushion, but like I said, the one team that's going to knock one of these guys out of that spot, that last wildcard spot, is going to be the Carolina Panthers. Now, which team is it going to be? It's tough. J-Wack, I played him in the grid before. He's definitely a great competitor, but I think the NBL is a whole different animal than the grid down there. And once again, not taking anything away from the grid, but it's a different group of guys here, and I think it's going to be a little bit of him taking some getting used to. New team as well. He's been with this team that he has over there in the grid for a while, so he's had some opportunity to kind of get used to the team as well. So he comes into a pretty tough spot, but I do think that they're going to be the ones to get knocked out of that last and final wild card spot, and then the St. Louis Rams will keep theirs. And I don't really think I see any one of those teams, the Vikings or the Buccaneers, really doing too much in the sense of challenging either one of those teams for that wild card spot. So that's it there, guys. Once again, pretty short one today. I'll get some new stuff added to the podcast here soon. I just know we haven't gotten one out in a while, and I wanted to get this to you guys. So once again, thank you all for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you check out everybody else, DK, with his DK's Take. He's doing he just did a video for 2 copies of Madden that we're giving away here in the NBL, so make sure we check that out. NBL Tonight, Sonny Weaver continuing to impress, and then the Commissioner's Corner podcast recently put out as well. So great job by everybody. Thank you guys so much. But lastly, I want to go ahead and throw a shout out to All Business, web3ks.com, for all your affordable graphics needs. I truly have had an opportunity to work with this guy, and he does magnificent work. I love everything that he's done, and he continues to impress not only myself but everybody else here in the NBL. So thank you, All Business. Keep up the great work. And that's it for today, guys. Truly appreciate it. And Project Fat's going to go ahead and check out.